Mr. Kumar is a seasoned HR professional with experience in pharmaceuticals and automobiles, skilled in employee engagement, talent acquisition, HR policies, training, change management, and performance management. Expertise includes SOX compliance, code of ethics, and FCPA. Please welcome our speaker with a big round of applause.
Okay, so thank you so much for the introduction, and good afternoon, guys. I hope you have enjoyed your lunch. And disclaimer, if you are feeling sleepy discussion, during my presentation, I'm not responsible. Responsible is gain skills who organize this delicious lunch. So once again, very good afternoon. The topic which, I'm going to speak here, we have experts already in the room. Experts from HR, experts from L&D who are really, taking care of this intervention in this particular topic as well. But at the same time, when we go and look back how many initiatives we are taking in our organization, but I think I must say, there are a lot of things and ground to cover. Still, we need to cover many more initiatives and aspects to this. So, before going to the presentation, I still remember, when I started my career, and 4 or 5 years old in the corporate, so my boss called me and said, hey, Sat, we need to hire one salesperson and highly motivated, and then he'll be the responsible overall sales and marketing function reporting to the chairman of the group. I went back, I was so excited, even, the full of energy at that time, though I try to maintain that energy right now as well. So then what I did is I went and go back, drafted a JD where I mentioned we are looking for a motivated salesman and a person who is responsible overall sales and marketing function reporting to the chairman of the group. So being DEI, more or less we are taking care of this responsibility in the organization. What do you feel what I did? It was good, or there was some corrections, and what I heard after my JD when I went to my boss? Anyone? Salesman, but I used that particular word. It should be salesperson. See, I know, male, we have a chairman of the group. But when we are representing, that is something which is communication, which is coming, covering that fostering our language and business communication, that role, this is really important, what we are posting on social media as an organization and how the applicants, they are looking at the requirement, not just because of we are hiring somebody or hiring new talent, but at the same time, or other initiatives what we are doing and we are posting on digital platform. So coming back to the PPTs, where we are, can we have the clicker? Is this the one? Thank you. Okay, so in this what we are going to cover is moving towards the EIB, issues to address 3 pillars of inclusive communication. I think this is really important, and the topic, re-looking at the communication strategies, the 6 signature traits of an exclusive leader. So as an organization, we are having a lot of initiatives, policies in the organization, but if we do not have the right leadership, take that ownership, take that accountability, I don't know, how we would be successful in terms of our initiatives and the policies what we have. Okay, so before going to the further slides, I will take, together we can have a look what data say. What data says, when we look business outperform with higher diversity. So 6% of respondents in a LinkedIn study, they said diversity within their sales team, particularly sales function, they said contributed to success. Organizations with gender diversity and with ethnic diversity, they have reported financial outperformance in the organization, 25% and 36%, which is plus in this. Diverse companies earn 2.5x higher cash flow per employee. Inclusive teams are more, all over 35% more proactive. Diverse teams make better decisions 87% of the time. But when acquiring new talent, like, that is particularly HR, the talent acquisition role, where employers posted about diversity, so 26% more applications from women when we go into the diversity. In a LinkedIn study, companies with the DEI team were 22% more likely to be seen as an industry-leading company with higher caliber talent. Same, like, diversity was important. 76% of employees and job seekers, 60% of employees want to hear business leaders speak up on diversity issues, and 80% of responses want to work for a company that value DEI issues. Okay, so the wonderful quote I thought, let me share with you all. When we do not intentionally include, we are unintentionally excluding. So this is really wonderful. Like, when, I have given one incident in the, beginning of my career. I was not, intentionally I did, like, I drafted that JD. But unintentionally it happened because of the awareness. And I think educating our employees, having the right policies, having refresher sessions, I think make us aware, more aware about the topic. And that is really important for us, as an L&D professional also, like, as Sonika also mentioned, over-communication is not harmful. Like, this is giving you again and again that perspective to think over and then take it to the next level. Okay, so moving towards DEIB, where a brief about, we all know the topic and that the importance of this. So diversity, which includes gender, age, ethnicity, nationality, sexual orientation, disability status, that all covers location, demographics, you are coming, which location, equity. So equity, when we have equal opportunities for everyone, we have equal resources to perform their jobs, at the workplace. So that is all we cover into equity. And inclusion, a study from Gartner says 30%, the inclusive team performs 30% better than non-inclusive teams. So where the inclusion comes, where employees are treated, with respect, care, they are welcomed, they are, heard, they are valued at workplace. But I want to add like to belonging with it, DEIB. More or less, like, when we look at inclusion and belonging, we say, we use those words interchangeably sometime, and we see, okay, so belonging also that, we are being heard in the organization at workplace. But I believe, very key difference and very basic, where I would like to have, the inclusion are the actions what an employer take place where, having those actions, initiatives at place. But at the same time, belonging when actually employee feels, or you can say the outcome of the inclusion efforts, inclusion initiatives. So very basic, but very important. Like, we are doing a lot of things with respect to DEI, but I don't know how impactful it is, how your employee feeling about they are being heard, they are being valued, they are being welcome in the organization or the workplace. Okay, so coming to the issues, what to address when it comes to DEI and where the gap is, right? So we say, one of the survey says 70% of the organizations are saying DEI initiatives are really critical. We need to have. But at the other hand, 40% of the women leader of the top companies, they are saying we are doing those initiatives, but no one is acknowledging. So means that again there is a gap what we are saying as an organization and what exactly the process we have. Are we acknowledging if the somebody who is putting really efforts into it? So not being strategic about DEIB and not walking to the talk. So what not being strategic about, like, we have a lot of initiatives, but we are not monitoring properly. We do not have objectives, proper plan, systematic plan to execute those all policies. We have, in the sake of name, like, as a DEI concept, we need to show what we are doing to industry, onto social media, but the systematic plan, somewhere we are lacking. So exactly what we need to do is we need to have a strategic plan, keep an eye on it, follow those all systematic plan what we have. Regularly monitoring, feedback, having feedback about the plan, and then take necessary actions if we need, if we find some gap over there. Not walking the talk. So again, this is again with respect to the strategic implementation plans we have, but we are not following what we are doing as an organization with respect to the initiatives which we have taken. So of course, this is really important when it comes to communication. So these issues can be addressed with the right communication strategy, including inclusive communication and taking real-time feedback from the employees. So this is important, where we have plan, we are monitoring that plan and having feedback time to time. And then after the feedback, if we need to take the action plan, we need to have proper action at place. Okay, so 3 pillars of inclusive communication. So again, I remember one fact that I was reading one article, Deloitte report. So what says inclusive teams, they have 30% more customer satisfaction. Sorry, the inclusion communication if you have as an organization. So 30% more customer satisfaction it comes. So when the important pillars inclusive communication, we include the what needs? Empathy, where we need to look a person from where he or she is coming from, the background, the actually challenges what she or he had, the background, the kind of education, and all other background work was an employee coming from. So this is something which we will be dealing and speaking with them. So I think, having that conversation will open up a space for us to have open and a communication with them so that they can be comfortable in sharing the feedback, how they are feeling about the DI concepts or the policies what we have at place. Culture. So of course, India is the land where after 3 miles, 4 miles, the culture, water is changing, the taste of water is changing, and the culture, of course, that is changing. So when we have a lot of culture, so that culture differences can come here, which, the diversity, which can ruin all the initiatives into it. So what we need to have is the culture understanding. Your people, your managers, your leadership, that have all the culture understanding, acceptance to those all cultures, what they have. And maybe if we can have in our communication, so that inclusion, make it more inclusive. So having your PPT inclusive, that all different cultures, people fit pictures, or to those initiatives which is related to it, which we can cover in the culture, making it inclusive culture at place. Sorry. Empowerment. So again, empowerment. Again, that is really important aspect. Empowerment, which says, are you educating your employees? Are you giving them the space? Are you giving them the voice? They can speak. They can give us the feedback. We have that open communication at place. So that comes where you are educating your employees, giving them that responsibility, the sense of belongingness, and then those actions, making your all employees, your all the leadership more accountable and responsible for the inclusive communication. Okay, so re-looking at the communication strategy. So when we see, we have a lot of plans at place. Time to time, we are giving all communication. Okay, so time to time, we are giving all, communication. We are dealing and speaking with employees over the emails and a lot of, other channels. So, but when we relook and can have, what can be the impact it can be given to employees, to the organization, and especially to the DIEB concepts. So one is the cultivate. Cultivate means we know, the leaders are coming from, we know the empathy. It's going beyond, sympathy to empathy. So we are knowing empathy, but we need to do is having that empathy at place, speaking to the people, and taking to the next level. Frequent communication, frequent feedback sessions. Then it comes to evaluate communication checkpoints and identification. So time to time we are giving, we are doing the right communication to the people, how we are doing that communication. Maybe some communication needed people who are, having the other channels or understanding. So maybe a deaf person in the organization, he will more prefer the communication, the written one, not the verbal one. But the other one, they want to understand the verbal communication. So then we have empower. We have covered in the 3 pillars of the inclusive communication, that is empower, where you include and give them the voice. Accommodative. So we should not understood this as like we can accommodate everything and whatever we have. No, but time to time we need to analyze and having those initiatives at place, and maybe there is a time we need to change your initiatives which you have done previously. Then we have incentivize. Okay, so sustainable change, you need to have more performance, the benefits and the score of that inclusion index. Then of course that incentivize our processes, making them into KRA, and then performance evaluation make them. So don't assume one communication style is fits always. So you have different culture people, you have different background people, different orientation people. So of course, the one communication style will not fit at all. We need to change it as per the requirement, and we need to be inclusive for all. Then we have provide ongoing inclusive communication training. Of course, time to time training, and we need to have a lot of refresher sessions in the year of the policies. Okay, so we'll cover very fast that the 6 signature traits of a leader. So a leader should be commitment. So if I'm not convinced myself, I cannot convince my team. So I need to convince first on the terms of DIAB. Do I personal values had? Do I personally believe into it? Then courage, I should have accept my capability, and I need to involve people where I'm not capable to do things. Third is cognizance, that is, the bias we talk about. So the blind spot as per my personality or my skills and strengths, and the blind spot of the process. So I need to understand, okay, this is my limitation, and now I need to collaborate with more people. Then curiosity, of course, I need to accept people, their ideas. Culture intelligence, I need to be more adaptive towards the culture. And yes, collaboration, I need to time collaborate with people. So thank you so much. I think that was the idea where we can have, with this communication, the inclusive communication, to take our initiatives, what we have in the organization, to the next level. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. We are glad to have you here and would like to felicitate you. And to do so, I request Ms. Malini Chatterjee